So South Africa play Ireland in the second T20I at Bristol once again, and we are looking forward to another exciting clash. Obviously, between the two sides, was a very good clash in the first T20I. It went down to 21-run win from South Africa's perspective, but overall, I think it was an exciting clash. It was a good fight back from Ireland. South Africa really batted really well, and we spoke about that all on our review show in the previous video. So you guys can go ahead and check what we had to say about the previous game. We also touched a little bit on what we wanted to see in this game and for this preview. So I thought let's talk about it tonight a little bit, say what I think and who I think should play, what I would like to see in this particular game, and yeah, whether South Africa can now to win the series 2-0 and not draw this one against Ireland. So there's a lot to talk about today. There's also other things that I want to get involved with regards to this particular game. I mean, with this particular day on this show. I want to also talk about the CSA award nominations and who was selected for which awards, etc. And I'll probably start with the show like that, and then I'll wait for the rest of the guys to obviously tune in, and as more come in, we'll start the preview. So let's get into today's show. I'm looking forward to chatting to you guys. Don't forget to obviously subscribe to the magazine, please. It's 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. You can also help us grow South African cricket. By doing so, you can become a Patreon. We're trying to promote South African cricket, grow South African cricket, and we just want to make a positive influence in everybody's lives in cricket. And you can help us by doing that by becoming a Patreon today. Click on the link in the description. Also, go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your updates. But the number one thing that you guys need to do, if that button is still red at the bottom of the screen, please click it, subscribe, and click that notification bell as well for all future videos. Very important you do so that you get notifications on when we go live. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into today's video. Looking forward to chatting to you guys today and talking about the game as well as other things in cricket. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your preview show, your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid. This is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket, as well as what's going to be happening in that second T20I against Ireland, the decider. So, a lot to talk about today, guys. Before we get into the team talk and about the game, I just want to start off with the CSA award nomination. So, as we know that the CSA awards will be taking place on Sunday, the 14th of August at 7 o'clock, and it will be broadcasted on Supersport Cricket Channel 212. So, obviously, we know how the CSA awards work. You've got, for both structures, you've got awards, so the Division 1 and 2. You've got a T20 knockout competition as well that's in the mix, the CSA 4-day series, the CSA 1-day domestic cup. In the respective divisions, you'll have different people that were nominated for those particular divisions. And also the T20 challenge that was played in the Division 1. So we've got quite a few awards to go through and talk about. We've got Lubabalo Gituma, who was CSA Umpire of the Year. No, that is for a nomination. Aludin Palika is also in there, as well as Stephen Harris. He's also nominated. You also got the same three for the Umpire of the Year, including Arno Jacobs. Then we go into the players. Now we've got Domestic Newcomer of the Year. Carl Simmons is in the mix with Six-Gun Grill, Western Province. Tristan Stubbs is over here, guys. Very good to see his name in here. Mitchell van Buren is in there too. And Daniel Smith. Maybe I should share this with you guys so that you can look at it with me. Sorry, I wasn't thinking about that, to be honest. This is all on cricketfanaticsmag.com, guys. This is why you must go to cricketfanaticsmag.com. Everything is there for you guys to have a look at. For you guys a little bit. Okay, there we go. So Daniel Smith is the other one there. Then you've got the Division One Coach of the Season. Um, you've got Wandile Guavu, Mashimbi is there. We interviewed Mashimbi already on this channel. Salih Nakating for Western Province, he's in the mix there too. For the Division 2 coach is Mark Charlton, Gary Hampson, and Michael Smith. I do think that Michael Smith will probably be ahead on this one. The KZN England Tuskers were excellent this year, and he's been quite a revelation to South African cricket recently. T20 knockout competition for player of the tournament. That was a T20 competition at the beginning of the year. Michal Pretorius is in that mix. We've got Otniel Batman, Herschel America, Riley Rousseau, and Darren de Pavolon. Then for the Division 1 T20 Challenge Player of the Year, we've got Peter Malan, Debray Shamsi, Tristan Stubbs, Siad Abrams, and Sean von Berg. Now it's interesting. None of these players, other than Shamsi and Stubbs, are in the setup currently. And if you look at the types of players that have been selected over here, I mean, Ziad Abrams has been excellent, but Peter Malan on the older side and Sean von Berg on the older side too. In the Division 1 4-day domestic series player of the season, Peter Malan, Ryan Rickerton, Simon Harmer, David Bedingham, Carl Simmons. So some excellent nominations over here. In Division 2, we've got Thomas Kaber, we've got Michael Erlang, Tsapang Titoli, we've got Evan Jones and Sean Whitehead. Then in Division 1, the one-day cup player of the season, we've got Heinrich Klaassen in the mix, Sisanda Magala, Vian Libba, Sibonela Makanya, and Stian van Sale. In the Division 2, we've got Benjamin van Niekerk, Keith Dudgeon, Michael Erlang, Ludwig Keistner, and Bayers Swanepoel. Then we've got the professional awards, obviously the international awards. So for Momentum T20 International Player of the Year, we've got Laura, Lazal, Ayabonga, and Marazan. In the Women's One Day International Player of the Year, we've got Laura, Shabnim, Ayabonga, Marazan, and Sune. The Women's Player of the Year, we've got Laura Wolfat, Shabnam Ismail, Ayabonga, Kaka, Marazan Kap, and Sune Luz. The Best Delivery fueled by KFC, Ishmael to Matthews. I don't remember all these. Class to Beaumont. I remember the Class to Beaumont. I'm not going to lie. Ismail to Martin, I remember. Yes. Class to Brandt, I don't. Harmer to Shanto. Olivier to Latham. Rabada to Blundell, I remember that one. And Maharaj to Mitchell. In the International Men's Newcomer of the Year, nice to see Carl Verreynne, Marco Janssen, Keegan Peterson, Sarel Ewe in the mix here. Good to see that. From a T20 International Player of the Year perspective, we've got Quentin de Kock, funny enough, Aiden Markram, Debray Shamsi, Adik Nokia, and Kagiso Rabada. Then the one-day International Player of the Year is Yanaman Malan, Rassi van der Dissen, Quentin de Kock, Debray Shamsi, and Keshav Maharaj. Then for Test Player of the Year, we've got Dean Alga, Temba Bavuma, Keshav Maharaj, Kagiso Rabada, Marco Janssen, and Keegan Peterson. Then SA Men's Player of the Year, Kagiso Rabada, Keshav Maharaj, Temba Bavuma, Rassi van der Dissen, and Quentin de Kock. There's also some other categories over here, as you can see, too. Domestic Player of the Season, Saka Most Valuable Player, SA Women's Player of the Year, SA Men's Player of the Year, Makantini Power Cricket of the Year. And then this should be named Cricket Fanatics Fans Player of the Year, but it's okay. Cricket Fanatics Player of the Year, that's what it should be. But it says SA Fans Player of the Year. One day, maybe we'll have the naming rights to that award. But yeah, just kidding, guys. So those are the different nominations that we have. That has been given for the nominations of the awards. Interesting ones. I can see maybe Laura picking up a couple of awards every year. I think that because she's brilliant, but maybe that's too obvious from that perspective. But I can see Marazan picking up an award definitely. I think she's been excellent, and it's about time that she gets an award for something massive. And in games, pardon me. And in times that where Marazan has stepped up when South Africa were really struggling and she's really carried the team, and you can see how they are struggling without her. So she's a massive, massive player. Anyway, it's time for the preview of Game 2. So what do we want to see happen? Now, first and foremost, it's time for Quentin de Kock to score a run. To score runs in T20 cricket. I know that he scored 92 in the ODIs recently, but it's good to see that maybe he can come to the party for the T20s in time, and he should get another opportunity. But what I would like to see is Riley and Rassi play in the same team. Now I don't know how they're going to work it out. They must find a way to do so. Maybe perhaps 3 and 4 could be could be Rassi and Riley, and maybe you can have five Aiden, um, and then maybe perhaps you can have six as Miller and seven Stubbs, and then maybe display one less all rounder, and yeah, and do it that way. But then Stubbs has to bowl too. Can't just be there to bat, and Aiden Markram too needs to bowl as well. Um, but it's interesting. I would obviously like to see both Riley and Rassi play in the same team. I would have also liked to see Riley open the batting, and I thought that could have maybe been the direction that they could have gone with. It would have been a smart move to take 20 out of the limelight, out of the attack and the criticism, and away from the limelight for a bit to maybe just to refocus and get on board again on what he was, where he was, and the levels that he was at before. And then maybe try Ryder to show as an opener, because I think that would have been awesome to see, or even Rassi as an opener, to see what they can do in case they needed to play as an opener. I would rather like them to be over prepared than under prepared, knowing what every single player, what options they have available, because injuries happen, things happen, and you could lose a player, and then you need one of them to step up and play T20 cricket. To open the batting. So it would be nice if they could have sorted that out, but they never. They've obviously tried to play Quinton in form, and I take it that they'll probably pick him again tomorrow. So I don't think there should be a question about him being dropped right now, based on the fact that we know that he'll probably get selected. Even though a lot of us or some of us might have thought that he needed some rest, and maybe someone else could maybe open, and see what they are capable of. Um, so that is interesting. But I would like to see, personally, I would like to see Quinny come back on form, and show some talent again. I'm not talent, but show his ability once again, because he has been struggling in T20 games. Like I said again on previous shows, 12 games, only one score above 30, 12, in 12 games. It's been very poor from him. But there's a score around the corner for Quinny. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my head. I feel that he will come good. Um, so, yeah, it's going to be interesting what they're going to do over there. Something else maybe. I think we should rest Lungi Ngidi and play Andrik Nokia, because I think that currently Andrik hasn't played enough cricket, and I want him to play more cricket leading into the Test series as well. He needs his rhythm. I think he needs to play more, leading up to this. And we know Lungi Ngidi is our best T20 bowler, and at least in my opinion, he is. And he did look like he was struggling a little bit towards the end of the match, especially when he ran for and tried to stop that one boundary. He looked a little bit uneasy, didn't look really in free flow. So perhaps they could give him maybe a little rest, and maybe bring in another person instead of him, like Andrich, or maybe even Gerald could see it to see what he can do, because um, it's crazy. Um, it's crazy. Oh yeah, and Lorenzo, yeah, I call it rest, but it's probably drop him. Yeah. So anyway, but it would be nice to see Jedel Kutsia get a game. Because I don't like this what they do with youngsters sometimes. They bring them all the way there, put them in the squad. It's all exciting, and everybody gets excited, and then they don't see a game. They did it with Ryan Rickleton. I didn't agree with it. They're doing it now. They did it with Carl Verena in the past. Didn't agree with it. They're doing it now. I hope they don't do it with Gerald. And I would like to see Gerald Kutsia get an opportunity and play. He also can bat. That's an aspect of his game that was highlighted when he was a youngster, and not highlighted so much when he came to domestic scene. Um, I feel that he has maybe not taken to domestic cricket as quickly because of all the injuries he's had over the past. That's kind of made it very difficult. So he's had so many injuries. I mean, the MSL should have been his breakthrough, and then he pulled up injured in that match. I mean, in the early on in the tournament, and very unfortunate, because he was bowling proper gas in that tournament. He was so great to watch, and I was buzzing before that tournament when he got picked up. When he got picked up by the Mumbai Indians. I was Mumbai Indians. They're gonna be called the Mumbai Indians now. Cape Town Blitz. The Cape Town Indians, or whatever they're gonna call them. I don't know what they're gonna call them. Cape Town Africans. I heard a rumor flying around. That's so, which I don't like that name at all. But anyway, um, the Mumbai, the Cape Town Blitz picked him up, and he was looking so fierce, bowling quickly, giving people problems. Like for example, AB and them. He was really looking good, and he picked up an injury, and he was out of the tournament, and that kind of recurred. He got recurring injuries after that, which made it difficult for him to get consistency. Um, so it is crazy, absolutely crazy that his career didn't that happened to him. It's unfortunate, unlucky, and I want to see him play, man. And like I really want to see him reach his full potential. He's so quick, so quick. At least he's still young and he has time on his side. But Jero Kutsia, I would really like to see him play. So it will be between him and perhaps Andrich playing. They seem to like these two spinners on a smaller wicket, and it seems to be working for them now. They've found a way. Um, Look how Shams is developed throughout this tour, from the first game in Bristol to where he is now at Bristol, bowling over here with a lot more, you could say a lot more confidence. Yes, he went for a very expensive over yesterday too. That went to the boundary, a couple of sixes and a couple of fours. He went to quite a bit in one of the overs, but he's looking a lot more confident on the smaller grounds, because I think he was a little bit spooked by the small ground and how small the ground actually was, in that first match against England. And since then, he's recovered pretty nicely and found a way. So, yeah. So let's see what happens. So that's the only changes that I'll probably make to the team. Um, Perhaps maybe bring Klaassen out and bring Riley back in. Um, that's perhaps one thing that I will do. And um, if Miller's not fit, of course, because David Miller, I don't know if he is fit or not. So we need to hear what they have to say and see what happens. But if they do rest Miller, um, then I would like to see Riley come back in. Um, and I want to see how he bats with the likes of Rassie van der Dis and how they complement each other. That would be nice to see. Um, because then you have the similar combination at the top of the order than you have in the middle order. So that would be nice to see. Okay, guys, let's get into the comment section and see what you guys have to say over here. Now play could see a man. It's getting free holiday in India, sorry, and in England. Stupid. Riza is the first South African to score 450 plus consecutive in 2020. I said that last night on the review show. Yes, in South Africa, first South African to do so. Obviously, Chris Gale's involved there, and Brendan McCullum, from the two names that I remember. Khalid, it kind of looks like Quinton de Kock looked disinterested yesterday. Bad body language. Maybe this is why he may need a break. You know, on that Wake Up and Smile, the cricket show on Supersport, who was it that said it? I think it was Neil McKenzie that said it. I can't remember, but one of them on that panel with Herschel Gibbs, Fernie Philander, and was it that panel? I think it was that panel. He spoke about Quinny and saying that sometimes he looks disinterested, but that's just the way he looks. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's not disinterested. Obviously, they're going to say that, of course. He's very hard on himself, apparently, when he wants to succeed, he wants to score runs, blah, 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 blah. They said all of those type of things. But sometimes it does look like he is a bit disinterested, but I don't think he is disinterested. I don't know how you can be. I think that's just maybe his disposition and how it comes across. He played most matches as an opener, and most of his T20 runs are meaningless. Who are we talking about? Sorry, I didn't follow the conversation. My bad, and I don't know why I read that the column. I mean the comment. Waiting for India versus SA series, and I want to see can Stubbs hit the boundary in each ball. I want to see how we combat spin, how he plays against spin in those spinning conditions. Yes, it was very spinning conditions in PE, but I would like to see him do it in proper spinning conditions. It will be interesting to see what type of conditions in India will prepare for South Africa as well. Will they prepare wickets with one eye on the Australia, knowing that it's going to be the World Cup's going to be in Australia, or they're going to try and create difficult wickets for South Africa to be able to play their natural game on? Who's got Sia as a bowler, a variation bowler, or something different? Now he's got Sia as a bowler, a variation bowler, or something different. His raw pace. He's working on his Yorker. He's getting a decent Yorker. He's worked with Alan Donald, so it's been a long time since I've actually watched him play. So he could have learnt some variations and other things to his game. I'm sure he's learning a hell of a lot from Alan Donald. Why never improve? Why we never improve the overall squad? That we never give chances to our fringe players. What is Gerald doing there? I also don't understand, guys. Really don't. I don't know why we take players with if we're not going to give them opportunities, especially when we're trying to give opportunities. But I guess the World Cup around the corner, focused on that, I guess. Khalid, I think it's fair to say that we'll even see two spinners at the World Cup. If we play two spinners at small grounds, then it's a no-brainer on those huge Aussie grounds, meaning no place for Nokia. And I think that is the mentality, Lawrence. They are playing the two spinners on a small ground, putting them under immense pressure so that they can get their rhythm and be tighter, finding more variations to add to their game, learning how to adapt to difficult conditions, and it will with the mentality, I think, of it being much easier on those bigger grounds. So I can really see them playing two spinners in Australia as well. Funnily enough, it seems like that's what the direction they want to go with. Guys, let's get it straight here. Lorenzo is always lecturing. He always scale us out like you our father, Lorenzo. I always feel like I'm being scolded. Let's get it straight here. Cook always smash up domestic comps, and he looks happy doing it. But as of late, he's he's done the green and gold, when he dons the green and gold, he don't seem to be happy, and you can see it in his performances. But I think it's also because he's not performing as well. It was Neil Mack. Yep, it was Neil Mack. Um, that is absolutely true. Quentin Cop body language, he isn't Gino hasn't been looking good. Nope, it hasn't been. But I think that's also got to do with his form. I think if he starts getting better, if he gets, remember when he scored that century? Oh no, that was in the IPL. Never mind. Khalid, it kind of looks like that number three spot will be Riley's or Rassi's. Don't think we'll play them both. Yeah, I also don't think so. It looks like they're going to. I wouldn't like it like that, but it looks like that's the direction they go in. They're picking between the two. That's what I think. That's what it seems like at least. Do you think Gerald Coetzee will get a chance in the second T20? I really hope he will. I don't think he will, but I really hope he will. There's an opportunity to do so. It's against Ireland, a good test for him. I mean, I think they should just go ahead and do it. I mean, this is not important for points or anything, so why not? Give the boy a run out. I mean, he's been here for the entire tour and not seen a game. It's quite depressing, actually. Hardy, let's be real, Quentin. Oh, if let's be real, if Quentin de Kock was a shade darker, he would have been labeled the Q word by the fans and dropped ASAP by the selectors. But this is the point that I was trying to make all the time since I started this channel. That's why I banned the Q word from this channel, and I'm thank you for talking about it as the Q word, because yes, the word that should not be named. Unfortunately, that is the case. That's what happens. All I said is say it with your chest, like you say it for a person of color, like you say it for a white player too. Say it with your chest, exactly the same way. You use the same energy. It could be your fantasy. I'm sorry. who, who should bat at number three for World Cup, Raleigh or Rassi? So I'm gonna stick to my opinion and what I believe, even though you guys say I'm an idiot and you think I'm wrong. I believe that conditions play a part in selecting who your number three is going to be. And I do believe that if there's going to need, if our number three is going to need to be doing a lot of running between the wickets, stroke plays, finding the gaps and not clearing the ropes completely in the beginning, it suits Rassi's game a little bit more. But if you on a little bit of a faster wicket where the ball's going to travel quickly, go to the boundary quickly, a stand and deliver type of wicket, to an extent, um, then I think Riley. But then again, both players are good enough to be able to be adapt their game. So I think that the India series is going to be a really interesting one, because to see what they're going to go with in India, because it will tell us where they see the shortcomings in what player based on who they pick. So I think that's going to tell a lot, because we also don't want to be embarrassed before a tournament. Don't know what happened with Geoff Linde. He is also white. Geoff Linde had some issues. Well, I've explained this already, Dix, when you were on the show. Team for tomorrow, Jean, saying QDK, Riza, Riley, Rassi, Miller, Stubbs, Parnell, Kutia, fully fledged all round. Gidi, Shabba. Funny one. Funny one. He's always making me laugh. Good team though. Not gonna lie. Very early, but what are your expectations with the test side in England? We'll talk about that closer to the time. I'm the calm one, maybe. Khalid, I'm the calm one, maybe because I'm 5 minutes older than Larry. You see? Yo, I would like to see that. I would like to see that. It's funny. Lorenzo, don't change for anybody. I would go for a Rousseau. This is a good puzzle to have, says a buy. Makes sense, yeah. Hi, Harley. Kindly invite Timbo on the show if possible. We have many questions to ask. I tried, remember? Cancelled. I tried. I tried to get Timbo on the show a couple of times. I'll try again. Riza Hendricks has basically made himself undroppable. It's a boon to see a guy take the initiative so well with the World Cup hardly a couple of months away. Riza has been excellent. It's making it very difficult. I looked at the stats. Let me just bring it up again. In the last 8 matches, Riza Hendricks is averaging 40 and his strike rate is 142. Rassi van der Dussen in last 7 matches averages 50 and his strike rate is 139.58, basically 140. So those two batters could possibly be left out, which would be a travesty. And not of the squad, but out of the 11, which would be a travesty. Khalid, I had people coming for me on Twitter yesterday when I said that the target system doesn't apply to ICC events. That is true, right? You and your sources. You see, I was told this, and the journals were told this with the 2019 World Cup. When I asked, we were briefed this, but it doesn't seem like they. I think they still do anyway, because of the political influence that the team has at the major tournament. So even though they say that there's no targets to be picked, I do think it's in the back of their mind still when they select. So I do understand why people maybe would have come for you on regards to that, because it hasn't been very, very clear to the public on what they do. But the media were briefed about this in 2019 for the World Cup, and again for the 2010 World Cup. I also heard that that's the same case, because Boucher was asked this in the press conference, and and Lawrence, if you can find that, actually there was a press conference where they asked him, "Are there going to be targets?" I think, and he said, "No, there's not." If I remember correctly, don't quote me on this. Someone has to say this, and I'm happily say it. If quotas didn't exist, the protest side would stay the same. Everyone is there because they're good enough to represent their country at this level. Excellent point there, Bahai. Excellent point. Khalid, I think the selectors and the coach should have a word with Pavuma to focus on ODI captaincy and Test cricket, and should step down from T20 setup. I agree with that point. Actually, on I think that at this moment, with the way these batters are performing recently, you know what I found weird is that they brought him on on Wake Up and Smile the Cricket when they're on a show where they were talking about strike rates. Henry Davids was on the show, Robbie P was on the show, and Timber was in the middle, and they were talking about how important strike rates were. And I was like, I'm interested to hear what Timber has to say on this matter. He didn't really say much, unless I missed that part because I was having a bit of issues with it, with a particular episode. It wasn't really streaming well. I don't know what is up with the DSTV app now app these days. It's been problematic. But I'll go rewatch it again and then tell you guys what happened. But I don't remember him saying anything on that show, and I was like quite surprised that they brought. That was quite a brave move by SuperSport to bring him on that particular show where they're going to talk about that. Khalid, as you know by now, I don't have any favorites. I criticize every player when they consistently don't perform. As soon as you become a liability, you just be dropped. This team can't carry number one. I understand your views, bro, and I have seen that consistency. Yes, I hope they take Riza to Australia. We can't have another 2019 World Cup controversy selection again, or controversial selection again. My team for tomorrow: Rousseau, Riza, Van der Dussen, Markram, Muller, Stubbs. Yo, you wrote this crap, bro. Pretorius, Parnell, Maharaj, Boucher, uh, sorry, Maharaj, since Boucher is obsessed with him, and Kutsia, Ngidi, and Shamsi. Good team also. You see, I'm not, whatever team they put out there, I'm happy with. Maharaj has been superb on this tour. Bro, Hardy, do you think Maharaj has been improved as a bowling since the India? Definitely. Because I thought Bjorn Fortuyn was ahead of him, actually. In my opinion, Bjorn Fortuyn was ahead of him in T20 cricket, in white ball cricket, actually. I think Bjorn Fortuyn is an excellent bowler and he doesn't get enough credit. I mean, a lot of people will talk about George Linder, but but when you look at compare their stats, guys, go and compare their stats and look at how close it actually is between George and Bjorn. Even batting, guys, go look. They threw Bavuma under the bus on that show. Yes, I was like, what the hell? The next problem is that you can't have two different white ball skippers. Hence, even India ended up dropping Kohli as ODI skipper when he dropped the T20I skipper. Arsenal and Proteas playing tomorrow. God help us. Oh, the same day. Oh, I feel your pain, bro. Oh, that's difficult. I hate it when that happens, when United plays at the same time as the Proteas. Um, I hate it. I hate it when that happens. Damn. Neither Timber has the game that suits. We know this already, Dex. Harley, do you think Markram plays in Test series? Difficult one. Difficult one. Difficult one. Why do you think? I think not at first. I think they'll pick the same team that they've been consistent with. And if there's no form happening or people are falling out of form, then I think maybe Markram will come back. But we'll wait and see. Why do you think Brevers or Stubbs didn't get drafted in the 100? Not sure. Are we doing a Cricket Fanatics Fantasy Premier League competition? Yes, we are. Shit, I need to do that. Okay. Lawrence, I'm gonna set up one, and then I'm going to send the link out on Twitter. Um, and then you guys can join it. I think that's the best, probably the best option for me right now to find all of you. I'll definitely do that. Apples, please respect the art of wicket keeping. It's not easy for anyone to pick up the gloves and keep wicket to bowlers he has never kept to. Distance Stubbs to Manchester Originals as a Asaranga replacement. Okay, cool. Thank you for the update. Stubbs is hot property at the moment. He's in the 100 now. Excellent. He is hot property. I just hope that he focuses, that he puts his focus into the right baskets. How much does Boucher have on team selection? He's part of the selection panel, I feel. I think they've got the selectors, and Boucher will have a say. Definitely, I think he does have a say. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't have a say. Khalid, do you think Shamsi's best level in T20s can match Imran Tahir's? It's a difficult question, guys. Because the Braves was almost tutored by Imran. Imran and the Braves had an amazing relationship. He's learned so much from Imran. I think because Shams is younger, he could maybe surpass him. But if you're talking about right now, Imran at his highest, I don't think the Braves maybe reached that level yet. But he's on route there, and I think he can go past it. If he can continue this consistency, this effort, and this how he's been bowling now, I think he can get there. But he's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet, I think. Imran Tahir was a different level. Tahir about 2 levels on Shamo. Love Shamo though. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to also subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. Also become a Patreon today. Link is on the screen as well as in the description to help us grow South African cricket. Go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your updates. Like, comment, and share. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I hope you guys enjoy your rest of the evening and enjoy the cricket tomorrow. We'll see you after the game for our review show. It's a fan call in, so please try and call in and have your say. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.